Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Unparalleled Universe. So, Comic-Con 2022 has wrapped up. I'm back home. I was out there pretty much all weekend, except for Sunday. I was there from Wednesday to Saturday, and I am crazy exhausted, but I had an amazing time. And you know, I've got to say, I've got a great appreciation for everybody that went out to Comic-Con, whether it was just like attendees, exhibitors, press, everybody who went out there, because it's a special thing, you know, and we haven't had Comic-Con for like 2 years. We haven't had an actual real Comic-Con in 2 years, and that's insane to me. So I just like, I was so grateful just to be there and just to see people. One thing, it would have been nice to see people's faces. As antisocial as I am, I do like to see people smile and enjoy themselves and just be into the whole nerd thing, you know. At Comic-Con, everyone was required to wear masks because of safety, so I'm all for it. But it would have been nice to see people's smiling faces and see the excitement that people have when they get around like-minded people that like all this very unique stuff. So just shout out to everybody who made Comic-Con happen, whether it was the people organizing it, the companies that were out there, and the attendees that were out there. It's really a magical thing, and you know, over the past 2 years, I've really missed it. So I had a lot of fun out there, and I was just so grateful to be there. But I wanted to make a quick video to talk about my experiences, and I wanted to show off some of the toys that I bought because I bought a bunch of crap. Not a bunch of crap. I bought a bunch of things that I'm very excited for. You know, because a lot of companies didn't really have exclusives, I kind of went crazy. Usually, I'm able to have like exclusives be the things that like to tether me down, you know, like I'm gonna get the exclusives and that's it. But because there wasn't a whole lot of exclusives, I ended up buying just a bunch of things that I've been wanting over the past few months. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it got out of hand. But I had a lot of fun. But I thought it would be fun to go ahead and show you some of the stuff that I picked up and also talk about some of my experiences, because I gotta say, this is probably one of the funnest Comic-Cons ever. And I know a big part of that is coming from the fact that we haven't had a real Comic-Con in so long. So, you know, I just had a great appreciation for this one. But on top of that, there was a bunch of things that happened that were just amazing to me. So I had a really great time. But let's go ahead and talk about the reveals first. I've got to say, some of the companies didn't really have big, impressive reveals, you know, like Hasbro really didn't show off a whole lot. Mezco, I don't think showed anything. They might have had like one new figure in the display case. For the most part, they just had a bunch of old stuff. But you know what? At first, I was like, you know, that's kind of disappointing. But then after I thought about it, it's understandable because chances are all these companies went out to this Comic-Con or this particular Comic-Con on very short notice. So they just kind of had to hobble something together, or maybe they weren't really trying to get products ready by this time like they would in previous years. So maybe things didn't get back to them, painted prototypes didn't make it back to them in time or whatever. So I really felt like they just kind of did what they could, and I appreciate it. Even though like there wasn't a whole lot of new stuff to get excited about, it was cool just to see Mezco there selling stuff with all their toys in their display case. Same thing with Hasbro. Even though they weren't selling stuff, it was very cool that they were just there with their recently announced figures. I think a big part of it too is the fact that all these companies have found other ways to reveal things. So throughout the year, they're revealing so much. They did have a lot of that stuff that they recently revealed on display, so it was cool to see all that stuff in person. So even though they didn't have a whole lot of new reveals, I still thought that they had like respectable presentations, all things considered. But I do gotta say, NECA absolutely killed it. They didn't miss a beat. It was like a regular old Comic-Con to them. They had all kinds of dope stuff on display. I did put together like a showcase video showing the stuff I was excited about from NECA, so be sure to check that out. It's on my channel now. But basically, they showed off a bunch of really good Ninja Turtle stuff. I'm so excited about all the comic Ninja Turtle stuff, the last Ronin Turtle stuff, some more animated Turtle stuff. They went crazy. So huge shout out to NECA for making like their area of Comic-Con feel like a regular old Comic-Con. No like excuses, no like we didn't have time. Like they made it happen. They put out so much good stuff. NECA absolutely killed it. Also, huge shout out to Jada Toys. They had a bunch of really good stuff on display. Not a whole lot, but because we don't really see Jada Toys as like an action figure like company, they came with like a respectable display. Like they had a bunch of their new monsters, they had their Street Fighter stuff, they had their Mega Man stuff, and I was sharing a lot of their display and their figures. They let me actually play with the new Wolfman figure and play with the new Invisible Man. So they killed it. Honestly, NECA and Jada Toys were the ones that I was most excited about. They really had some great showings. So shout out to both of them. But also shout out to Mezco and Hasbro for doing something, because they could have just missed out altogether. But they went out there, mingled with the fans, sold some products, showed some product, and they did their thing. So shout out to all the companies that went out there, because I realized that it had to be very difficult, but I'm happy that they made something happen. But Comic-Con isn't really always about the reveals and the toys and all that. It's also about the personal experiences. So I had a lot of really great experiences. A lot of people coming up saying hi, saying they like my channel, wanted to take pictures, all that kind of thing. Every single one of those interactions was awesome to me, because that's still kind of a trip to me, where someone comes up and goes, "Oh, I love your channel. Can I get a picture?" I love it, but it's still very strange. But yeah, I had I don't know, a nice handful of those kind of interactions. And then one of my favorite interactions was, there was this guy, a kid, he was a young dude. Well, actually he had a full costume on, so I don't know if he was young, but he was a small guy. And he had a Madman costume on, a really dope Madman costume on. And he was looking away from me, and I tapped him on the arm, and I was like, "Hey, good, dope costume." And he turned around and he goes, "Oh shit, Unparalleled Universe. I've been watching you for 6 years, or since I was 6 or something like that." I was like, "Damn, you've been watching me since you were this big?" He was a little guy, so I was like, "Damn, this dude's been watching since he was a little kid. That's crazy." But yeah, when he goes, "Oh shit," it kind of, I was like, "Whoa, hey, relax." But yeah, that was so awesome. But there was a bunch of little interactions like that were dope. And then it's always great to see the homies. It was fun hanging out with the Wade crew, Art with Toys, MCU Collector, Adam from Gentle Giant, aka Playing With Myself on Instagram. We were able to hang out quite a bit. We went to dinner a few times, all that kind of stuff. And it's always great hanging out with those dudes. I had little experiences with each one of them. For instance, MCU Collector helped me out because I lost my backpack. So me and him were running around looking for my backpack. Adam helped me out in a big way, helping me get my wife into Comic-Con. So that was super dope. Me and Rick went to a hip hop comics panel together, and we both got to meet a rapper that we're a huge fan of, so that was really dope. We'll get to that in just a minute. But yeah, I had really cool experiences with each one of the homies, so that was dope. It was awesome to see D Amazing. It's always great to see the homie D Amazing. I wish he was on this side of the country so we could see each other more often, because he's really a great dude. Every time I see him, it's all love. And he hung out with the Wade crew quite a bit too, came to dinner with us. And yeah, it's always great seeing D Amazing. He's always busy at conventions, but he always takes the time to come and just hang out. Hung out with me and my wife and my daughter for quite a long time. And, just had a good time. So shout out to D Amazing. Huge shout out to DGDX, the very talented DGDX. Man, he was one of the first people that I met up with and hung out with for quite a long time. And, I've never met him in person, so it was really cool getting a chance to know him outside of the internet. So that was awesome. And I got to give a crazy double heavyweight super powered shout out to DGDX, because DGDX does work with NECA, and every chance that he got, he was trying to plug me in with NECA. He was telling Randy and different folks over there, "This is Unparalleled Universe. He has a YouTube channel. He reviews figures. You guys should get with them." And honestly, I don't know if they were trying to hear that shit, because it was so hectic at Comic-Con and there's a lot going on, but his heart was in the right place. And I have a great appreciation for anybody that recommends somebody to do, that puts in a recommendation like that, because they're kind of putting their name on the line. But yeah, huge shout out to DGDX. Also, huge shout out to Plastic Soul Collector on Instagram. He was hanging out with the Wade crew. That's MCU Collector's homie. I've met him a couple of times, but he hung out with us quite a bit, so that was awesome. There might be a few people that I forget, so I do apologize. Oh, I got to see Robo, but not for very long. It seemed like he was running around doing his thing quite a bit, but I saw him very briefly, and we did talk and joke and laugh and all that kind of good stuff. Usually I spend a whole day with Robo just standing there talking shit, but this time I wasn't able to. I just basically said hi to him real quick, took a picture with him, and then saw him a few other times and kind of touched base with him. We're gonna do a live pretty soon. But yeah, it's always great seeing Robo. He's such a good dude. And I crossed paths with Cheney from Toy Amigos. Shout out to Toy Amigos. And a whole bunch of people I just crossed paths with. So that's always nice. Oh, Fabio from the Articulated Comic Book Art podcast. I crossed paths with him a bunch of times, so shout out to them. And also, I got to finally meet Dan Yoon. And I've been talking to Dan Yoon for years at this point, online. And we don't just talk about Hasbro toy stuff. Me and Dan talk a lot about hip hop. That's something that we both have a common interest in. So it was so dope to finally meet Dan in person, argue with him about hip hop, talk about toys, talk about comics, all that kind of cool stuff. And You know, when you talk to someone on the internet all the time, you never quite know how it's going to be in person. But with Dan, it was just like seeing a homeboy, and it was really dope. So huge shout out to Dan Yoon. He's an awesome guy. Hasbro's lucky to have him, and it was really, really nice to meet him. I look forward to the next time I get to see him in person because he really is a great dude. Aside from all like the Hasbro shit and the toy stuff, whatever, just man to man, he's a really good guy. And huge shout out to Ryan Ting too. You know, like on my lives, I often poke fun at Ryan Ting, just kind of joking and like a fun way. But I know that, you know, I don't really talk to Ryan that much. I'm more cool with Dan. But it was very nice getting a chance to meet Ryan in person. I met Ryan in person in the past, but like years ago, you know, just like at Comic-Cons. But at that time, I didn't really have like a big YouTube name or anything, so I wasn't really anybody that he would remember probably. But, you know, I kind of crossed paths with them or whatever. But this is the first time where I met him and we knew who each other were and all that. So huge shout out to Ryan because he's actually a really nice guy. And I've got a lot of respect for him. And then someone else I got to finally meet, which was huge for me, was one of my, you know, childhood heroes, I want to say. But it feels weird to say that because at this point I feel like we've become kind of friends. You know, we talk quite often online about a bunch of nerdy shit, and you know, we help each other get toys and all that. And that's the legendary rapper from Queens, Pharoah Monch. I've tried to meet Pharoah Monch several times throughout the years, or we've tried to meet each other. We tried to link up in New York last time I was there. One of the times he was in the Bay Area, I tried to get out there and see him. I just wasn't able to. But this is the first time we finally buckled down and both of us met in a spot and got to actually talk in person. And that was very dope too. It was very similar to Dan Yoon, where you never really know how exactly it's going to go because you've been talking to this person online forever and you know, just internet shit. But in person, again, it was just like seeing one of the homies, and it was very, very cool. And again, you know, like at this point, I'm very friendly with Pharoah Monch, but at the same time, you know, I'm a huge, huge fan of his. You know, growing up, I was a big Pharoah Monch fan, Organized Confusion fan, so that was huge for me from a like a fan standpoint. But it was also very cool to finally meet an internet friend in person with that I have so many common interests in, you know, hip hop and toys and comics and all that stuff. So it was really dope. So yeah, you know, the reveals and all the Comic-Con stuff is very fun, but the thing that really makes it special is all these like personal interactions that you have with people, you know, going out and being with like-minded people that like this very unique thing that not everybody does, you know. It's very special being at Comic-Con because you know that pretty much everyone is there for the same reason. If you're all in the Hasbro booth, it's because you all like Hasbro figures. You all like Star Wars, Marvel, Transformers, all that kind of stuff. If you're in the Mezco booth, you like these high quality, unique figures. You know, you get there and you kind of geek out together. All these different types of people. And that's really like the magic of Comic-Con. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually make my way to the whole comic book aspect of Comic-Con. Like, I didn't buy any comic books. I'm kind of ashamed to say that. I didn't really even make my way to like Artist Alley very much. It was so packed, and the amount of people was kind of making me nervous because it was crazy. But yeah, you know, the magic of Comic-Con is definitely meeting people and you know, meeting people that love the same things that you do. Because I'm sure I'm not alone, but you know, just walking around through your regular life, you're not going to meet a bunch of people that love Marvel figures as much as you do, or that love comics as much as you do. But you go to Comic-Con, everyone there loves the same stuff, and you know, we're all very passionate about it. So, because it's hard to go to Comic-Con, so if someone has made the effort to actually get there, it's because they're serious about it and they love the shit. So, anyways, that was like the personal experience side of it. But let's get into what I bought. So I bought so much stuff that it's kind of ridiculous. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the random non-exclusives first, and I'll kind of go through it very quickly. I did buy the Black Series Captain Rex because Entertainment Earth had it for sale, so I picked that up. I bought the Egg Attack Darth Maul, again, because Beast Kingdom had them for sale at their booth. It was actually a bit on a discount, so I'm excited about this because I'm a big fan of Egg Attack. Just kind of run through it, man. I got so much stuff, it's crazy. Some more Beast Kingdom stuff. I picked up the Beast Kingdom Dynamic Action Heroes Merciless. And this is from the Dark Knight Death Metal Batman comic series. So I'm excited about this because I've heard a lot of good things and it looked amazing on the display. And I'm going to review quite a bit of this stuff, even though it's not all new. I look forward to talking about it on camera. I picked up the Dynamic Action Heroes Dark Knight Batman and Robin 2-pack. And the reason why I bought this is because it was on sale for crazy cheap. It was like 90 bucks for the set here. And usually, like, Batman is $100 himself, and Robin is like 70 bucks. So when I saw that they had this there for 90 bucks. This is at the Beast Kingdom booth as well. You know, I went ahead and jumped on it. And shout out to Beast Kingdom too. That was another great experience I had talking to them, because I got cool with Beast Kingdom because the last time I went to Toy Fair, I was at the Diamond booth where they had a bunch of Beast Kingdom stuff set up, and I started talking to one of the guys, and he's like, "Oh, do you buy our stuff?" I was, "Oh yeah, you know, I try to when I can, but it's kind of expensive. But the ones that I purchased, I really like, and I've actually reviewed them. You know, I'm Unparalleled Universe. Gave him my card, and he's like, "Oh man, I know who you are." Blah blah blah. He handed me a Batman toy right there, and ever since then, you know, I've worked with them to do like unboxings for their exclusives. I did that this year with Mando and Iron Man. I did it last year with Thor and Spider-Man. So it was cool to see Fred from Beast Kingdom after all these years. And also, he introduced me to a couple other people there. So hopefully the whole Unparalleled Beast Kingdom relationship continues on, and I continue to review their stuff because I like it quite a bit. Speaking of Beast Kingdom, this is one where I've just been wanting to get it, but I've been hesitant because I didn't like the Dynamic Action Heroes Mickey. But I picked up the Dynamic Action Heroes Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And you know what's dope? When I was there at Beast Kingdom, I told them that I didn't like the Mickey figure, and I told them why. And we sat there and discussed it. And that stuff is crazy. And I've got to say, like, one time I had a criticism on a Beast Kingdom product. I told them about it, and next thing you know, they changed something on it. I'm not going to say it was because of me, but I think they listen is the point I want to make, you know. A lot of people had the same criticism, so maybe they listened to a bunch of people and they went out there and they changed it. But I think that's cool. So the fact that he was listening to me about my criticisms on Mickey Mouse was very dope. Okay, I'm running through this stuff. I know I'm kind of going fast, but I don't want this video to drag on. I'm already at like 20 minutes. I'll get to the exclusives last. I did pick up the... I don't even know why I got this. This is something I've had an eye on for a while, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. But like I said, my budget, I had a little bit of money left on my budget, so I picked this up, and D Amazing was there kind of hyping it up. You know how that goes. So I picked that up. Same thing goes for this, but I want to blame D Amazing and Adam. I picked up the Tekken 7 King figure. I'll be honest, I was already interested in this. I'm not like a huge video game guy. I did like Tekken, and I do like King, so when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I think I might have to get that. Even though I have tried to avoid Storm Collectibles because it's like a rabbit hole that I don't want to fall down, because I know the figures are amazing, but I just don't want to fucking pay hundreds of dollars for things like video game stuff where it's like, you know, I kind of like it, but whatever, you know. Storm Collectibles, it's going to get me, I know it. And now we're kind of into the exclusives. I think this is an exclusive. I picked up an Acid Rain figure. This is the kind of stuff I really wanted to get from Comic-Con. Just unique, weird stuff. So I picked this guy up. It was like 40 bucks. Kind of expensive for such a small figure, but he looks amazing. So I'm happy about that. I want to blame Adam for that because he's a huge fan of those. I did pick up the exclusive Plunderling. Actually, we got two of these. One for the assistant who's going to be doing a exclusive reveal for some new Plunderling products. And the reason why that happened is because we had a chance to hang out with Ricky from Plunderlings, Ricky is an awesome guy. I've talked to him several times online. He pops up on the lives and all that stuff. But meeting him in person was like, I gained a whole lot of respect for him too, because like he wanted to share the information he had about making toys with me so bad. But to me, like, there was just so much going on. It was hard to focus in on what he was trying to tell me. But he was showing me all this. He was dropping all kinds of game about toy making, and it was amazing because he knows that I want to make my Odious figure eventually. So he was doing everything he could to give me all the information, and then he knows my daughter is a huge fan of Plunderlings, so you know, he hooked her up with like I said, an exclusive reveal for some upcoming Plunderling stuff, and you know, he referred to her by the name of her channel, so she was all hyped up about that. And he was just such a great guy, and you know, I really want to support everything that he does going forward. So he hooked me up with one Plunderling, and then we bought a Plunderling, the exclusive version. So one for her, one for me. But yeah, he's an amazing guy. Please be sure to support Plunderlings and everything they have going on, because they're awesome figures made by some awesome people. So shout out to Ricky. And then let's see. So oh, I also got this. This is the Fresh Retro Mech Arms project. And this, I just saw this on display when I was walking around. And they had a very cool display of all these guys, and they looked really dope. And this one said Comic-Con exclusive, so I was like, oh, I think I'll buy that. Luckily, they had one that I could physically play with, so I picked it up, started messing with it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I grabbed it, and I think it's awesome. I gave him my card. Hopefully, me and him could do some stuff in the future as far as reviews and reveals or whatever. Seemed like a very nice guy. And I didn't open this yet, but this is the Jada Toys. Might as well open it, right? The Jada Toys exclusive Frankenstein that they were selling there. I don't know if it's a Comic-Con exclusive. It might be exclusive to whatever this site is. But, damn. There we go. Yeah, it's the black and white Frankenstein. Oh, I took it from a brown box with nothing on it to a black box with nothing on it. So I don't know if I'm going to open this. But it's a Frankenstein that comes in like a, you know, his table where he comes to life and all that. So shout out to Jada Toys because those dudes were awesome. Jada Toys, I think I already talked about it, but they had a really cool display. Not only did they have a cool display of a bunch of new stuff that they're doing, one of the gentlemen who works at Jada Toys is a big fan of the live streams and the Tuesday crew and that whole situation. And I was telling him it always makes me nervous when toy industry people hit me up and say, hey, I like the lives, because I'm like, damn, what kind of crazy bullshit did I say on there? But he was all about it. He was like, nah, I got the same sense of humor and it's all love. So that was dope. I'm almost through everything I bought here, thankfully. And then I did get the Masterverse 2-pack, like the retro He-Man Skeletor 2-pack. I wonder if I could open it without damaging the box here. Whoa. There we go. Crap. We got He-Man. We have Skeletor. Oh, there we go. Got all kinds of stuff going out. Yeah. It's like, it's Masterverse, but they're like retro style. And oh man, these look dope. In the display, they looked amazing. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know if I need that. But once I saw them in the display, I was like, oh yeah, those are cool. And they have like die-cast weapons, and they look very different from the mainline Masterverse He-Man and Skeletor. So I'm excited about that. And then let's see, almost done. This was probably the exclusive I was most excited about, and I knocked it out first. I was able to get it very quickly, and I didn't have to worry about it. That's the NECA Pre-Mutation Ninja Turtles 4-pack. And this looks really good. I do hope to review this, but we'll see. But it does look amazing. And that's about it for all the stuff that I picked up there. I also was able to get my hands on the new Marvel Legends Spinneret and Spider-Man Renew Your Vows 2-pack. And this was a gift from the homie. So yeah, very excited about this. I am going to review this. Spoiler, Spider-Man is amazing. And yeah, so that was kind of my rapid fire Comic-Con recap haul video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really did my best to give like as much content as possible during Comic-Con and just try to share with you guys as much information as that was out there and just kind of share the whole experience. So I know I wasn't able to do a lot of that on YouTube, but make sure to follow me on Instagram because there is where I was posting non-stop reels and pictures, just showing off displays and what the companies had going on and, you know, just all the fun I was having. And, you know, so be sure to follow me on Instagram if you aren't already. And with that, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you know every time that I go live. If you're not aware, I do go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and every Friday at 7 p.m. So come through, let's talk about toys and get weird. Thank you very much. Peace.